Hello once again. So now we're down to the next part of our Canvas tutorial, and that is how to embed a rubric in our assessment. So basically, a rubric is, or rather, a rubric will tell the student exactly what we wanted to see regarding their outputs. So, for example, we want to grade them for a particular output in terms of a paper they're writing or a video they are making. So we'll be giving ideas there and where we will grade them based on that particular idea. For example, for creativity, we wanted to tell them exactly what we want to see in terms of their creativity. So we can embed that in our Canvas assessment. And the good thing about this is during the time that we are checking their output, we can simply consult with the rubric, and in that particular assessment we can grade them essentially based on that particular rubric. So for example, that is worth 20 points all in all, or 50 points all in all. So for creativity, we can put a particular grade on that based on the weight we wanted to give in that particular idea, which is creativity. So that rubric will total every ideas, and the final grade will be accumulated there. So instead of just writing them in your piece of paper and then adding them together and then put it in there, so the student now can see essentially how their grade or their output was graded. Okay, so how to do that? So this is basically the last part we left off. This is the same assignment. So once it is already published, so as you can see here, by the way, this is just addendum to the peer review. So the peer reviews will appear here. As you could see here, the students here will be, depending on the student's number, will arrive here, and then you can check them which students will review which paper or which activity. So they will be written here. So you may want to check them to just double check if some students will review more than one paper, or no one will review someone else's paper. So you can basically see review here. Okay, for this part we will add a rubric. So as you can see here, this is the same assignment we have done. So once it is already saved, not published of course, because if it's published it will be seen by the students. The due date is already there, or it's available there. So the bottom part, there is a rubric here. And that rubric here, we can simply just add it. Basically this is how the rubric will appear. So for example, the title, homeostasis, homeostasis, for example, homeostasis there. So these are the criteria we are looking at. For example, the criteria we want to put here is creativity. For example, creativity, and then update criteria. If you want to give a description of what creativity is, it is recommended, because the more specific we are, the better. So just write a long description there, and then I normally check the range here. So basically the ratings will be dependent on the range. So this will be the range. So this is the highest, 5 if it's already 10 points, but you can edit it to 10. So 10 is the highest, so down to 0. So 10, we can add ratings here, the range up to 0. So if this is 10 to 0, I might edit it to 10 to 8, for example. 10 to 8. So this is the first type of rating. For example, the rating here, I will simply utilize a rubric done by one of the gen ed subjects here. So that is it in terms of video essay. I'll just copy this, the excellent, so that is 10 to 8. So I'll just put the description here, and the excellent, because that is the title rating, so I'll just cut it and put it here. There you have it. So excellent is around 8 to 10. So a student submission can have a score of 10 or 8 to 10 if their description or their output is a storytelling approach is very unique and artistic. So images, shot scenes are all original. So basically, if the student want to get a perfect score for that or higher grade for that 8 to 10, so they will now basically see to the point that their submission should be unique and artistic in terms of storytelling, and all of the images and shots should be original, not curated from someone else's work, for example in YouTube. So and then update rating. So you probably can see what is the use of rubric. It will definitely tell the student exactly what we are looking for in terms of grading them with their output. And then I just add plus here because I want to put more scores. So because sorry, this is 10 to 8, right? 10 to 8. So the plus here, this one is 8 to 6, for example. 8 to 6. Just copy again. So good. Copy. Then I'm just pasting here so I can copy the title. There. Testing. Update rating. Okay, so they want to have around 8 to 6, which is good. So most of the elements of the video essay are unique and very interesting. You can actually put 7 here. Let's try if it would work. I think won't. As you could see here, that also changes, right? So it should be 10 to 8. Then the minimum score here should be coincide with the next one. So this should be 8. And then this should be 6. I hope you get the idea. So 8 to 6, and I think I can put more. That would be 6 to 4, and that would be satisfactory. It's best if you already have something you've already made before in Word. So you just simply put them here. Satisfactory, update rating. Lastly would be the needs improvement. Copy. Then just simply edit it. Then needs improvement. Shout out to those dogs who are probably did not had their meal. Alright. As you can see here, we already have the rubrics. So you can simply add again another criterion. For example, which criterion do you want? So just click new, and then for example, what's the next one? Storytelling. So it's here. So you can add all of them up to the point that you have done something like this. So a total of 40 points. So all of the rubrics will be written here. And then make sure that at the end of that you click which one you want to address to your student. For example, you can click this. So if that's the case, then you just leave the assessor to leave comments during their checking of rubric. But it's better to have this range so the student can definitely see which part they had got from their submission. And then I normally click this, use this rubric for assessment grading. So as mentioned before, so once the student has submitted their output, so once I check their output, I can see this particular rubric in my speed grader. And for example, I want to give points in the criteria of creativity. I can simply click a particular grade I want to that particular criterion, and then automatically, after you have graded all the criterion, it will automatically give you the score, cumulative score, based on the scores they got from the previous criterion. So it's best also to have rubrics, because it will also give us some kind of comfort when we are trying to grade them during their output submission. So it's best if we can make a rubric. It will work best for the students, so that they will basically learn or understand what exactly we are looking for in terms of their output, and it will give us also some kind of help whenever we are grading them, because we already have a working area in which we can add the scores based on their outputs. So, I hope we can utilize this rubric in every of our assessments in the future. With that, see you in the next one.